upside down cake. So, hello, bad dish. We shut up like a normal down routine. Watch the guy on the motorcycle jumping over the audience member, and I'm the plant image. He flies off the ground, but he doesn't have enough speed. He's going to crash into me. I scream, the whole audience screams. Everyone screams. Then in the last second, I opened the widest one of them hole. What you think? Mothermath was in the break room of Clown Alley, the little trailer outside the big troop that housed the circus' entire clown population. Of course, it was only a little on the outside. The clowns had converted the trailer into an orthotrope, giving them plenty of hyperdimensional living space. Most of the other circus folk found the place impossible to navigate, but for some reason, Mothermath had always had a head for it.
Barney, your act is dangerous enough. When someone's holding your mouth open, it's too risky for you to open up at the last second.
I can't get the clown troop later to consult them. But that's what the people want, the danger. He insisted, the job dropping a spectacle of the death-defying act.
It's only death-defying act if you don't actually die.
Eugene said as he put a tiny envelope on the comically large sandwich he had spent the last several minutes preparing.
I doubt Herman will want to risk it, given how many people we lost already. Dixie, Stretchy, and Madam Rosada, all nabbed by the SCP plus Maskey. Ken and I don't know their other goo just went AWOL, so God knows he will AWOL.
Don't forget Virtuoso. He added solemnly, staring sadly at her glass of milk.
I won't it, Icky.
Eugene said something pathetically, standing next to Mothermouth and setting his sandwich onto the table.
Hey, thanks, boy.
Mothermouth said as he quickly placed the whole sandwich into his mouth and into his second stomach. Eugene glared at him in a cold rage for some seconds before the freak started laughing.
I'm just kidding.
He reached into his mouth and retrieved the sandwich completely intact and placed it on the plate. Eugene hardly seemed pleased.
You disgust
me. He said with a sad shake of his head. I thought cons only ate candy.
I put honey mustard on.
It flared them all covered their ears as the statically screech of the circus antiquated PA system crackled through the air.
Attention, all Herman Fuller employees are to report to Ringmaster's tent immediately for a very important announcement.
Herman's Fuller's.
Wait, wrong place. Attention, all Herman Fuller employees are to report to Ringmaster's tent immediately for a very important.
Herman's Fuller's voice boomed all around them.
Have a peace. All employees report to the Ringmaster's tent at once. No exceptions.
He does not sound happy, Vicky murmured anxiously. Come on, guys, we don't want to be late. He might set us on fire. Eugene hastily scribbled the note, reading. Eugene's touched it and faced by fury. Placed it on his sandwich and followed the other two outside. They saw everyone had taken Herman's announcement seriously, as a large crowd had assembled in front of the ringmaster's tent. A small stage had been erected with a drawn curtain concealing with no doubt an unwelcome surprise. Everyone seemed to be ill at ease, with a few furtive murmurs being only the sound of the ominous quiet. Watermouth ducked off to join the other rigs, whereas Ricky took her place at the front of the clams. Any of you know what this is about? She asked. Must be something big to call everyone out. Fierce replied. It's really something good.
It's not bad. Name one time it was good.
Routine replied. Well, there was a time he introduced us to Dixie.
How was that good? Dixie was a jerk who treated us like cattle.
But then we got to see Manny beat him up. That wasn't too bad. Mention of the man with the upside-down face caused Evie to notice that he was nowhere to be seen. Where is Manny? She asked. Before anyone could answer, her and father strode onto the stage, and none dared to utter even the slightest peep. The tall, skinny beanpole of the man looked unusually forlorn. His head hung low, and a handkerchief tightly clutched in his hand.
I'm afraid I have some terrible news.
He said, dabbing his crocodile tears with a handkerchief.
Last night, my freewheelers, my sweet innocent and helpless little freewheelers were murdered.
The crowd remains deathly silent. Everyone hated the freewheelers, the animated doll tricycle things Henry had used to spy on and torment them, but they feared how they might be punished for this new act of rebellion.
No, I didn't call you here for one thing. I know exactly who's responsible. I called you here because I've known for some time that the freewheelers were no longer adequate for protecting our family. And so I set to work on developing replacements for them. Now seems to be a good time for their debut as ever. So, without further ado, I give you the penny farthings.
The curtains revealed the ringmaster's tent flew open, and out rode a procession of 24 penny farthing bicycles mounted by ghastly creatures. Each rider looked like a human circuitry system made from twisted, rusted wires. Their arms were long enough to touch the ground, and their dangling necks were too weak to support their heads upright, so instead they just drooped. The crowd murmured in fear and shock as the penny farthings formed a perimeter around them, fencing them in.
We can all sleep a little easier now knowing that we have the penny farthings to protect us from anything from without and within.
He pulled the curtain behind him, and revealing a man with an upside-down face, hanging upside down by his ankles, his arms bound and his mouth gagged.
Who's strung up now?
He asked him with a smugly satisfied grin. Annie! Yumi screamed in horror, the flowers of her hair instantly wilting. Herman, let him go!
Speak out of turn again, child, and I'll throw you to the clowns.
Herman threatened. Yumi immediately hushed. She glanced over to the clowns, expecting them to be licking their chops, but instead they looked just as uncertain and horrified as everyone else here. Herman turned back to Manny and smiled.
Well, old friend, I can't tell you how much pleasure it gives me to finally see your face the right way up. After all these years, oh, we've had our good times, it's true. What you've done is quite unforgivable. And what sort of leader would I be to let such a senseless and wanton crime go unpunished?
You can't kill him.
Emily screamed, tears pulling into her eyes.
Oh, my dear. Sweet Yumi. I'm not going to kill him. All of you are.
He said with a wicked smile.
I snuck into the cookhouse this morning and placed a little bit of cotton candy into the oatmeal.
Oh no. Oh no. They interrupted as she and everyone else realized what was going to happen.
Oh, yes, Mr. Brenneman. Play upside down king.
Herman ordered over the cotton candy kiosk. A disfigured Tom Brenneman proudly displayed the paper roll of mesmerizing music for South playing Calliope. No one other than Herman knew for sure what the cotton candy wrapped around their nervous systems would make them do when it heard the song Upside Down Kick. And Iggy had no intention of finding out. Acting was almost on instinct. She drew out the deck of her cards. All 54 cards were engulfed in a red aura and went flying towards Tom. Fortunately for him, Iggy was merciful and did no mortal damage, but the paper roll was destroyed beyond any hope of use. She immediately called the cards back to her and held them around herself in defense perimeter as she crouched in preparations for an inevitable attack.
Icky.
Herman screamed, sounding generally shocked.
How could you? How could you?
Father, there's no reason this has to go any further. Just let Manny go. You know how vital he is. There's no circus without Manny.
Is that so? In case you forgot, it's Herman's Fuller Circus up to disquieting. I feed you, clothe you, house you, protect you from the SCP and GOC and the Insurgency. And this is how you repay me.
You burn Virtuoso alive, you son of a bitch.
She spat on him. Herman shook his head sadly.
It would truly be a shame to lose such a lovely and talented performer as yourself. But if that's how you feel, first clown to bring me her heart is the new troop leader.
Herman seemed to expect the clowns to jump on her like she was made out of candy, but not one of them budged.
None of you, after all I've done for you.
You let that bastard Dixie breed us like animals.
Dr. Tinkles heard it yelled. You will put us all in danger by trying to steal from MCD. Matamarth cried.
You left Piers and me to rot in an abandoned hub with a feral fun lover.
Eugene howled.
Well, in my defense, you never finished telling me how you got away from there.
Herman counted.
It was a little disappointing, to be honest.
We are sick of your bullshit, Herman.
Iggy declared.
We're not gonna let you kill us, or mind control us, or bully us with these abominations of yours anymore.
The entire circus cheered in support.
I am giving you one chance, Fuller. Let Manny go, or I kill you.
Herman glared at her with utter contempt, and she knew this wasn't going to end peacefully.
Penny farthings. Have at them.
He ordered. The green fire flared up inside the chest of each penny farthing. Smoke and flame wafting out of every opening. They howled as if in maddening pain, and began assaulting the crowd in a wild frenzy. "Clowns, take them down! Jam their spokes!" He spouted, throwing her cars at each of the monstrosity's enormous front wheel. "Freaks! Get Manny free! Elfie, unleash the fun lovers!" All obeyed her orders without fail. The clowns, so often viewed by the freaks and cronies as otherworldly monsters, rushed to put themselves between the penny farthings and the innocent. Though they were dealt many blows, they did not cry or bleed, but instead only squeaked like chewed toys. As clearly both frustrated and confused their attackers. The clowns grabbed whatever was at hand and shoved it between the penny farthing spokes, sending them toppling over. Soon stopped them, however, as they still clawed their way along the ground, lashing at anyone within reach of their distended and mangled limbs. Seeing that their cars were having minimal effect on the creatures, Iggy grabbed a sledgehammer, normally used for driving tent spikes into the ground. She put the tool to work, smashing the toppled Circuses into scrap metal. The others soon followed her example. Watermouth reached down his throat and pulled out his submachine gun. He unleashed a hail of bullets upon Fuller, only for him to catch them all with his teeth and spit them back at the crowd like he was a human garroting gun. Once he had exhausted his ammo, the freaks stormed the stage, ready to tear them limb from limb. Herman whistled, calling one penny farthings to him. He leaped onto his back and rolled it into the den of freaks. He came out only seconds later, wielding a cutlass, one of many swords reserved for swallowing, throwing, and for sticking it into a human pincushion, ready to call down rebels like he was reaping wheat. Some of the freaks ran after him anyway, while others rushed to help Manny, slicing through the bonds with whatever they could find.
Manny, are you okay?"
Emily asked as she removed the gag from his mouth. Via the kaleidoscope, dilated up a door to the darkness. He replied as he rose to his feet. "He's getting the slowest death possible." Alfie zigged and zagged through the chaos, ducking attacks and dodging friendly fire, until he reached the funhouse. Through an opening the emergency exit, he shouted,
It's mutiny. We'll take him down full."
He was grabbed from behind by a penny farthing, the metal in his hands piercing through his clothes and into his skin. The creature hoisted him into the air. Its trusted hand poised to rip his heart out of his chest when a familiar noise came from the funhouse.
Wowee, wowee.
Mortimer screamed as he came flying out of the exit. He shapeshifted into an enormous pink gorilla with a bow tie and tore the rider from his mount. He grabbed it by his arm and began beating it against the ground in a rapid orgy of violence.
"Mortimer, do be careful not to hit anyone, would you?"
Ripley asked as she and Bailey strode out of the funhouse in their tall humanoid forms. She stuck out her leg and toppled a penny farthing as it whizzed by.
"Since this is a mutiny, should we assume pirate forms?" "That's a little predictable, don't you think?"
Bailey asked. The penny farthing Mortimer had dismounted, escaped his grasp, and launched itself at Bailey. Bailey grabbed its head and crushed it in his hand. "Come now, Mortimer.
You can't be so careless with your playthings." Intercomp.
He chanted as he bashed another penny farthing into pieces.
"Well, you seem to have these boys under control. What do you suppose we should do?"
Bailey asked.
"I'd unless the Kraken."
Ripley suggested.
"That's unflankable. You'll always say that. Because it's always true. You clearly just want to release the Kraken so you get shot. Unleash the Kraken. Do you honestly think there's a situation where unleashing the Kraken would solve the more problems than it would cause?" "I don't know, because we never let it out. Frankly, your assumption that it would automatically be a disaster is prejudiced against colossal mythical sea creatures. For all we know, the Kraken could be a great conflict resolution."
The conversation was briefly interrupted due to Ripley being decapitated by a passing Herman Fuller.
"A cutlass. Well, I guess we ended up going with a pirate theme after all."
Bailey remarked. "Ripley dear, are you alright?" What? Mortimer chased after Harriman in a fury, tearing up the clown with his fist as he went. Harriman grunted his penny farthing additional speed as he tore through the fairgrounds, trying to find Icky and the chaos. He thought that if he killed her, then maybe, just maybe, he could quell this rebellion. Harriman and anyone else who dared to speak out against him. Once they were strung up in humanity, everyone would know their price for betraying Harriman Villa. Who then would choose to defy him if it meant an eternal living death? There in the center of the battle, he saw her, surrounded by clowns and freaks alike. They were destroying no less of his penny farthings, pushing his mask even further, harder, for the race towards her. So focused was he upon his quarry that he didn't see the man with the upside-down face accost him from the side, ramming a tent pole through the spokes of his penny farthing's front wheel. Herman was thrown through the air and high arc, his sword still in hand, ready to impale whoever got between him and the ground.
Eugene, open him wide!
Icky shouted as he grabbed the inside Mortimer's right cheek. Eugene grabbed the left, and together they pulled his mouth open nearly 10 feet. Herman flew right down his gullet and into his second stomach.
And look, all the girls are wild.
Mortimer shouted, raising his arms in triumph. Indeed, the crowd burst in victorious cheering at the sight of Herman's defeat.
You got him?
Manny asked as he rushed to meet them, having successfully destroyed the last penny farthing.
Manny!
Icky hugged him tightly, with several of the others joining in.
We'll celebrate later. This isn't finished yet,
He said. Yeah, it's not a long-term solution, Martha agreed. I know my stomach can take a lot of punishment, but I'm worried that any second he might come bursting out like an alien.
Your kaleidoscope is spun up, Manny. Yummy said. Where are we sending him?
Icky asked. The darkness. Icky smiled and nodded in agreement. The four of them ran the kaleidoscope, where a door was already waiting, unlike the usual doors which were bright, white, and smoky and filled with kaleidoscope music. This one led only to a black abyss.
On 3.
And he said,
1, 2, 3.
He and Icky stretched open Aromar's pie hole. On cue, he regurgitated Herman Fowler straight into the darkness between dimensions. As he screamed in rage, his top head fell off his head, landing upon the floor.
Good riddance.
Manny said grimly.
Get your damn hands off of me, you freaks.
Tom shouted as Eugene and Pierce dragged him towards the kaleidoscope.
What do you want to do with them, Annie?
Eugene asked. Manny chuckled and placed a hand on Tom's shoulder.
Tom.
You just can't get ahead now, can you? Yeah, toss him in with Fuller.
What? No, wait. Manny, I'm sorry. Please, no.
With a good toss, he was lost to the darkness. Icky sat himself down on the kaleidoscope steps, burying her head into her hands, overwhelmed by enormity of what had just happened.
Guys, give us a minute to talk, alright?
Manny asked. Sure thing. Mortimer nodded as he, Yumi, and two clowns gave them some privacy. Manny knelt down and picked up Flutter's top hat.
Thank you.
He sat standing beside her.
For a minute there, I really thought I was gonna be eaten alive by my own freaks.
I couldn't let him do that. Not because of what I said about this circus needing you either. You're my oldest friend here. You're my best friend. You're the closest thing to family I have now. I guess you know that.
I don't always understand what I see in people's minds. When I was a kid, I loved Herman like a father. I thought he loved me like a son. I was wrong.
Well, I love you like a brother. Oh, that's what you say when you look at me.
Yes.
He nodded with a warm smile. He let out a long, exasperated sigh.
I can't believe all that really happened, Manny. What are we gonna do? We can't close the circus.
Don't worry. We won't, don't worry. Herman didn't do anything but bark orders, spend money, and kill people. I can run the circus fine without him. Better.
Does that mean you're gonna be a ringmaster?
Manny chuckled at the suggestion.
No, I don't think I have the face for it. Ringmaster should be a little easier on the eyes. Someone's a good performer and good leader.
He placed the top hat upon her head.
You can't be serious.
Why not? You've been here almost 40 years. You know the circus inside and out. Clowns love you, and anyone else who's not afraid of clowns loves you. I love you. It's basically the same as being the troop leader. Just for the whole circus.
So, how would that work? What would you be?
I'd be the man with an upside down face. Same as always. We can hammer out the details later. But for the most part, I'd run back of the house. You'd run the front of the house. And we have to come to an agreement on anything else. We can split the circus profits 50-50. How's that sound?
He gave thought for a moment.
I don't want to run things like Fuller did. If we do this right. For now on, this is a proper, respectable business. No more indentured workers, no more corporal punishment, no more murders. We stop treating this place like a prison and start treating it like a home.
That's how it should have been from the start.
Manny nodded.
We have a deal then.
Do we still call it Herman Fuller's Circus of Disquieting?
Well, his name is on literally everything. Awful as he was, this place wouldn't exist without him. I'm willing to let him have his legacy.
I can live with that.
He nodded.
So what sounds better, Ringmaster or Ringmistress?
I'd go with Ringmaster, just because I know how much it would irk Fuller to have a title taken from him.
Ringmaster it is.
She smiled, hopping to her feet.
Come on, let's tell everyone that Herman's gone forever.
She dashed out to the tent, but before Manny followed her, he paused at the door that had thrown Fuller through. He thought about the darkness, thought about everything he knew about Fuller, thought about everything he didn't know about Fuller, and knew that he wasn't really gone forever.
Well, long enough at least.
He said to himself with a smirk. He shut the kaleidoscope down and went to everyone to celebrate with the others.